And I'm with State Support Team 4. I'm the CTPD consultant up here in Northeast Ohio. And this morning you are here to learn more about the Rise Up credentials. So I'm going to turn it over to Jessica, and she's going to tell you all about it.
All right, good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining me today. My name is Jessica Vieira. I'm the Operations and Outreach Coordinator for the Rise Up program. And just a quick introduction to the NRF. The NRF stands for National Retail Federation. It is one of the world's largest trade association for retailers. And the foundation is our nonprofit sector. So I work for the foundation. And we advocate for careers in retail. The Rise Up program specifically is a certification program that we have. These are industry recognized credentials and they're industry backed. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and start, and I'll just stop sharing my video so I'm not distracting. So for today's agenda, I'll briefly go over retail's impact. I'll go over the Rise Up credentials, Ohio partners, the graduation points. I know the state of Ohio goes off of that point system. So I'll be going over that. I'll be going over content, price, duration, training materials. I'll be going over the platform, how to access complimentary credentials if you're interested in accessing the credentials, and maybe going through this certification yourself or get certified yourself. We do offer that complimentary for teachers and instructors. So if you're interested in that, I'll be going over that as well. Supplementary instructional materials, and then we'll go ahead and open the floor for Q&A. So quickly, retail impact. Retail is everywhere. Over 52 million jobs are open right now, and 1 in 4 Americans worked in retail. There are currently over 800,000 positions open. And we do have a job board on our NRF website, so you can always see what retail jobs are hiring around you through the NRF job board. Retail does contribute 3.9 trillion every year to our total GDP, and these opportunities are for everyone. So just briefly going over retail's impact in the state of Ohio alone, retail supports 1.9 million jobs in the state of Ohio. 139,000 of those are retail establishments, and 130 billion of the total GDP for the state of Ohio is through retail. Also about 1 million employees through retail as well in the state of Ohio. So these are the 4 Rise Up certifications that I will be going over today. From left to right, retail industry fundamentals, customer service and sales, business of retail, and warehouse inventory and logistics. The first 3 here on the left, retail industry fundamentals, customer service and sales, and business of retails, accumulate 6 points each in the state of Ohio. So if you're going off of that point system, you need those 12 points to meet that graduation requirement. You most likely need to have your student go through 2 of these certification courses, and that they can go in any order that they'd like, and that is allowed. They can receive more than 1 certificate, that's fine. So again, for reference, the 3 here on the left are 6 points each. And to accumulate for those 12 points, you would have to do 2 of the certificates. Warehouse inventory logistics is 3 points in the state of Ohio. So if you're more so interested in, if you're not looking, to meet those graduation requirements, maybe you have students that are interested in warehousing, or maybe you teach a warehousing course, this will probably most likely be for you. We have over 75,000 learners, over 60,000 credentials earned, and we have over 3,000 training partners, but specifically 1,300 of those are in the state of Ohio. So we have quite a few partners in the state of Ohio. And I'll just be going over each credential now. So the first one is retail industry fundamentals. Now this one is an introduction to the retail industry. It is split up into 4 modules. So the first goes over the retail industry and the product cycle. So it's just a general overview. The second goes into customer service and sales. So this includes company brand, customer loyalty, and active listening. The third chapter goes over retail operations. So subjects like supply and demand, inventory life cycle, as well as getting a peek at various jobs in the industry, such as careers in stores and in distribution centers. And then the final module focuses on career fundamentals. And those are things like being professional, problem solving, prioritization, along with exercises designed to help learners identify appealing career paths within retail. And here's just an example of the Retail Industry Fundamentals curriculum. This is a hands-on activity that allows your students to, kind of get this practice of making change before they actually get on the job. This is great if you have those students that, perhaps they are looking to get their first job with their certificate. This is great practice for them. It just kind of gives them, that flexibility to count the change and make change without that pressure of actually being on the job. So the cost for Retail Industry Fundamentals is $99 for the curriculum and exam. Now, curriculum can be the online curriculum or the textbook, so it's just depending on how you would prefer to teach the course. So if you are looking to purchase items separately, it would be $65 for just the online curriculum or the textbooks, and then $35 for the exams. And that's if you're looking at purchasing these items separately. Of course, you can always buy the bundle, which is $99, and that goes for the online content or the textbooks with the exam. The estimated time it takes to complete this course is 5 hours online or 9 hours in the classroom setting. 5 hours online, meaning you purchase the online option, the students sit through the online modules, they'll click through and watch the videos and do things self-paced, versus 9 hours in the classroom, you have your students sit down and you go through the, the modules together. The audience for this certificate are high school students, entry-level job seekers, or newly hired entry-level workers. The next certificate that we offer is Customer Service and Sales, which is a deep dive into the mindset of the customer and shows various ways to provide excellent customer service, as well as the benefits of omnichannel retailing for larger companies. Students in this course will learn not only how to develop a sales plan, but also how to navigate job searches and interviews. It's something that I think is great that we offer in all of our courses, is that we teach these students how to articulate what they've learned in the courses so they can show an employer the value that they would bring to the job. Soft skills such as listening and problem solving are core components of this course. Now, there are 5 modules for this course as well. So it's split up into 5 chapters the students go through. The first is the retail overview with a deeper dive into concepts such as omnichannel and multi-channel retailing and how to understand a customer. The second goes over knowing the products and services so you can best assist customers in purchasing decisions. The third goes over best practices in selling and providing excellent customer service. And it helps learners understand how to overcome a customer's objections and how to make a sale. The fourth teaches learners about professionalism on the job, and this includes verbal and nonverbal cues, what body language says to a customer, as well as going over how to deal with exchanges and returns, and how to listen and communicate effectively. And the final module takes learners through finding a job, getting a job, and shining in the workplace. And here's just an example of a training partner that offers customer service and sales. The Iberia Parish School Board is a public school district in Louisiana. So the way that they have their account set up is they are the school district. They have multiple high schools under that same account, and they purchase in bulk for the year for all of their schools, and then they just distribute those certification courses and licenses amongst their teachers. So that is one way to set up a RiseUp account. If you are a school district, you can certainly set it up this way, where you have all of your schools under your account and you just purchase what you need for the year and distribute it amongst your schools. If you are an individual school, you can also purchase and purchase and utilize the courses that way as well. And RiseUp does meet the Louisiana Department of Education standards for industry recognized credentials, as it does for the state of Ohio. So they, in the state of Louisiana, they can actually use these towards their graduation as well. And here's just a sample of a process visual that we have in the customer service and sales course. This is called the Customer Loyalty Lifecycle. So it takes learners through what it takes to earn and keep customers, along with other tools for running businesses. So something that I think is great is that the students go through these courses, but all of the concepts are reinforced with videos and process visuals, as you see on the screen, that kind of allows learners to kind of see visually, if they are visual learners, the concepts. Again, we do have a lot of videos in this course as well, which allows learners to watch realistic scenarios and then allows them to react to what is happening and then receive that expert feedback as they go through the course. Now, the cost for customer service and sales is $115 for the curriculum and the exam. And again, of course, you can choose to do the online option or the classroom option with the textbooks, and it's still $115 for that bundled price. If you're looking at purchasing the item separately, it's $65 for just the online course or $65 for just the textbooks and $55 for just the exams. The hours that it's estimated to complete this course is 14 hours online or 36 hours in the classroom. And the audience for this course are high school students, entry-level job seekers, or entry-level workers looking to get that supervisory position. Now, the next credential that I will be going over is Business of Retail, Operations, and Profits. This takes a look at retail as a business. This one is also split up into 5 modules, so you'll see that's a common theme amongst all of our Rise Up certifications. The first shows the retail ecosystem and the industry's economic impact. It gets into team building and dealing with competitors. The second module covers inventory management, loss prevention, and workplace safety, including federal regulations such as OSHA, family leave, and EOE. The third module covers marketing and merchandising and the power that advertising has to influence customer decisions to purchase. The fourth module goes over the retail profit model, which is showing the differences between gross profit and profit margin percentages and decisions that go into determining product pricing. And the fifth module takes learners deeper into career building strategies and how to maintain one's network. I will say this one is a little bit meatier. So if you do teach a marketing, business, entrepreneurship, anything along those lines, I usually recommend this one. If you are looking to just meet those graduation requirements, I usually recommend the first 2 that I just went over, Retail Industry Fundamentals and Customer Service and Sales. Here's an example of the curriculum of the course. This exercise is called the value of visual merchandising. It's an exercise meant to prompt class discussion and relate to real world scenarios. In this scenario, everyone has walked past a wet rack grocery store, and if the merchandise is appealing, as you can see in this screen, the customer is more likely to buy. Conversely, if the rack is not well maintained, the produce is not well maintained, the customer may not purchase. So the students will get visuals such as the ones you see on the screen, and they'll get more visuals to compare this to, maybe wet racks that don't look as well. And then they'll get these questions on the screens. What do you like? What would you change? And what message does the display send to the customer? So again, it's meant to get your students to think about the value of visual merchandising. Now, here's another training partner that we work with. This is the Instituto del Progreso Latino, and they are a nonprofit organization in Chicago. Learners are new retail workers, and the way that they split it up is that the courses last 3 to 16 weeks, and it may include wraparound services such as English language skills and job placement assistance. And we do have a Spanish helping translation available built into all of our exams. It's a button that they can press on or off that will offer the Spanish translation. At the moment, our curriculum is in English only, but we do allow for you to help your students out in any way that you can. If you would like to translate, if you need to translate during the exam at any time, that's perfectly fine as well. But this is just an example of a partner that we have that is not a school. So this is a nonprofit organization that allows learners to go through these certificates so that then they can get that job placement once they've received them. The cost for Business of Retail is $135 for curriculum and exam. And of course, you can purchase the item separately, $65 for just the curriculum or $75 for just the exam. The hours it takes to complete this course is 11 hours online or 28 hours in the classroom. And the audience for this course are entry-level workers looking to advance and high school students. And the last certificate that I will be going over is our warehouse inventory and logistics certificate. This one we have worked in collaboration with the Association of Supply Chain Management so that we know that we have the most up-to-date information. You can see the main learning concepts on the screen. Learners can expect to take a deep dive into the supply chain industry and understand key terms, as well as differences between the types of warehouses, distributions, and fulfillment centers. At the end of the course, learners will discover warehousing job opportunities and the skills needed to obtain these jobs. So here's just a sample of the content. This is a calculation of the total capacity of a warehouse. So the students will go over, safety, the amount of items that need to be in a warehouse in order to make sure that the warehouse is meeting standards. And then the students will go through this exercise to try and figure out how many items they can fit within the specific warehouse to meet those safety requirements. So this one has a little bit more of a math into it. And of course, the warehouse inventory logistics credential is only 3 points in the state of Ohio. If you are looking to meet requirements, I don't usually recommend this one. But if you have a classroom where you will think that this will be great for you and your students, I will recommend it for that. The cost for this credential is $115 for the curriculum and the exam, $65 for just the curriculum, or $55 for just the exam. The estimated time it takes to complete this course is 5 hours online or 9 hours in the classroom setting. And the audience for this course is high school students, first-time and second chance job seekers, and employees interested in supply chain and logistics careers. And I'll go over the exams as well, as they do vary depending on the course that you are looking at. Retail industry fundamentals and warehouse inventory and logistics. These exams are 50 multiple choice questions. They are not timed, and it is not required for them to be proctored, meaning that the students can go in and take them at any time. Of course, if your school or organization requires them to be proctored, please do so, but it's not required on our end for that student to be proctored during their exam. Our passing rate for all 4 exams is 70%. So once the student has passed with that passing score, they will get that certificate issued to them in their account. So they'll be able to download their certificate and save it for their own records. On your end, you'll be able to see that certificate as well once the student has passed their exam. Customer service and sales and business of retail. These exams are a little longer. They are 75 multiple choice questions, and they are timed for 90 minutes, and they must be proctored. So that can be you can proctor them as a teacher, or you can have, another teacher or another person at your organization proctoring your students. We do offer a remote proctor exam. These exams are a little bit more expensive as it requires a third party to proctor your students online, and it requires your students to download a specific software and have their camera and microphone on as they're taking their exam. So I usually say if you can proctor your students, if you can find someone else to proctor your students, I usually recommend that option. Again, this passing score is 70%, and once your student passes with that 70%, they will get that certificate issued to them, which they can access through their account, and you can also access through your account as well. Now, if you run into an issue where your student does not meet that 70% to pass, we do offer retake exams. They are $25, and you can purchase them in your account. There is, if the student needs to take it more than, let's say the student fails the retake 2, you can purchase another retake and the student can take it again. So we don't limit the amount of retakes that can be purchased for a student. We do also offer accommodations. So if you have students that you think maybe need double time or any other accommodations, we do have accommodations that can be requested through your account. It's an accommodation request form. We just ask that you submit these forms at least a week prior to testing to give us plenty of time to accept the accommodations and then apply the accommodations to that student's account. And something, again, that I think is amazing is that as learners to just transition, Rise Up does give them the tools they need to find the job. So we do, again, include a section at the end on all of our courses that goes over navigating online job searchings, interviewing tips, how to ask for promotions, how to be professional, networking, and so on. And we do have a number of training resources available for you to help get you started along the way. We have the textbooks, like, of course, which allow your students, if you are doing the classroom setting, or if you think your student would benefit more from a textbook versus an online version, we have those to help get you started. We do also have the Help Center. So once you have your account set up, we have the Help Center, which includes orientational videos, user guides, and then general Q&As that you can look at that'll help get you started along the way. We do also offer an instructor guide, which can be purchased in your account. Instructor guides are $265 each, and they offer step-by-step guides on how to implement course content and activities. In your account, we do also offer the PowerPoint slides for free. So once you have registered and created your account with us, you will have access to these PowerPoint slides, which you can then download and use. And it helps you deliver the course, and it includes all of the videos and activities that the students will see when they go through the online course. Now, the way that you can get started is by registering to be a partner with us. Once you have access to your partner account, this is what it will look like. And this is where you will be able to do all things Rise Up related. So this is where you will be able to purchase materials. This is where you'll be able to automatically generate a quote. This is where you'll be able to are at the school district level. This is where you'll be able to add all of your schools, add all of your teachers, and then allocate those courses amongst your teachers and your schools. This is also where you'll be able to add your students, enroll your students into the course, and then also see their progress and report on those licenses, online courses, and your students' information if needed. And I just want to thank all of our sponsors and our retailers that work with us throughout the iterations of Rise Up, the most recent being in 2019. We've had help with various retailers in building the curriculum. So these are just a few of the retailers that have worked with us in building the curriculum for Rise Up certifications. Their hiring managers have kept us up to date on what skills they're looking for in new employees, and we've included this information as we've built the Rise Up credentials. And if you're interested, the link is here to register as a training partner. Allow us 48 hours to accept your registration. And then once you get accepted, you'll get an email and you can go ahead and log into your account. I believe the slide deck has been sent out, so the link should be there. You should be able to click on it and go through the registration process. And if you are interested in accessing that complimentary course, please feel free to email me. This is my email, viera@nrf.com. If you have any questions along the way, or if you need help with getting set up, please feel free to email me. But I'm going to go ahead now and open up the floor to any questions anyone may have. I know it's a lot of information. So I'll go ahead and open the floor for questions.
So if anyone has any questions for Jessica, you can either put them in the chat, you can just turn your mic on and ask away. I know a lot of our schools, a lot of our high schools are using the Rise Up credentials or planning to use the Rise Up credentials for students. So this is a good time to ask some of those questions.
You can also feel free to email me if maybe you feel like the question is a little long to ask right now. That's perfectly fine too. My email is up on the screen.
They're quiet group this morning.
Yeah. I hope that means I did a good job and I answered all the questions. All right. Well, just feel free to email me. Again, my email is on the screen. Oh, I see one question.
No, I put a link in
Oh,
there.
okay. Yes, feel free to email me if you have questions along the way, further down the road, or if you just need a little help getting started, I'm happy to help. Um, my email is on the screen. And that's all I prepared for today. I was hoping there would be, I was anticipating questions, but I think hopefully that means I did my job well. Everyone had their questions answered.
I took some good notes. Thank you, Jessica.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me. It's
Presentation.
always great to, present. We do again work with a lot of schools in Ohio, so it's always great to attend these type of events.
And getting some
Right.
thank yous for sure. Yeah.
Yes.
All right. If there's no questions, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna stop the recording.